welcome back to my channel, The Secret World of Alba. If you're new here, welcome, and if you haven't subscribed to me, then welcome back. You guys, for today's video, we have a car mukbang for you guys. We have never had Sonic, so it's currently really hot outside. But you guys, the closest Sonic to my city is actually 40 minutes away. So we are gonna go. I'm currently having some cookies. And
you already had one.
We will see you guys when we get to Sonic. We are here. Oh, they have kids meals. You could get crispy tenders, the corn dog.
I want a drink.
You could get applesauce, tots, or fries.
I want a drink. I want a drink.
Okay, do you want the kids meal?
Yeah.
You can get a junior burger or corn dog or tenders.
Yeah, Mom.
Hurry up and choose. I want
Which one do you want?
I want the chili. Can I?
What do you want?
Can I? I can't even see it.
I want to get a Coca-Cola.
I'm getting the French toast sticks for sure.
French toast.
We get those at school. They taste like poop.
I want French toast.
I've never tried it.
No, they're good.
Can I get the crispy tender dinner?
Which is that?
Number 11.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay, just a number
I
11?
want to shave all my
Yep.
hair. It's too hot.
Wait, but does it come with the tater tots, like the ones with chili cheese?
No.
Can I get? Wait, can I get both or one?
I don't know if I want to.
I think we could add it.
Really? And then for the drink, can I get a slushie?
Yeah.
I want
I wanna get a
the
Coke.
nerds.
I want to get a Coke.
Where is it? Oh, that one?
Yeah,
Mom, I want to get
Okay,
a
let me
Coke.
push.
and that's it. That's all.
Okay, what do you want?
What do you want?
Me? I want a slushie and a kids meal.
Okay. You want the corn dogs, the chicken tenders, or the junior burger?
What are you getting, Kaden?
Okay, you guys, the food is here. Kaden got, what did Kaden get?
Corn dog.
And Kaden got a corn dog. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys little by little. We need something to hold the camera so all of you can be seen. Emma, stop hiding, girl. Okay, Emma doesn't want to appear, you guys. Let's do a thumbnail.
You're gonna
Everybody
put
show
me
your food. And open your mouth. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna try my tots. Do we have forks?
No.
Oh yeah, they're in there.
Oh. Not me.
Hopefully I don't get those.
Or chicken tenders.
When I eat Taco Bell, I never get the poops. On me.
Oh my
Okay, you
God.
guys,
I get the hearts.
Mommy.
the chili cheese tots.
They're good. I tried one right now of mine, and they're good. It's better than the what's it called? The In-N-Out fries. The iron style.
Oh my
Can I try
god.
it? I think I got the same thing. They're not bad.
Alright, here's your card.
Thank you.
Oh, that's the wrong receipt. Sorry. This is the top one.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Here's your syrup. Signature sauce. Signature sauce. This isn't yours, but I'll be right back with your guy.
Okay, no problem.
What did we get? What's the signature sauce?
Oh my god, the cone is pretty big. Let me see. A signature sauce.
I'm gonna try it with
Mommy, what is this?
I'm gonna start putting the trash in one bag.
This is collective mom.
So good.
Emma.
Good? Sit back so I can see you.
Wanna try it?
We need to put the camera on something. Let me see.
What's the signature sauce?
Mmm.
Which way?
You guys.
All the sticks and stuff.
Alright, here you guys go. This is the foot-long cone you guys were missing.
Okay.
Absolutely. If you guys need anything else today, just click that button. Right?
Thank you.
What?
What is this? Okay, let me close my window.
Mom, he subscribes to you.
Cómetelo.
No.
He says subscribe.
Oh.
Ah!
Huh?
Wait, Mom, what did he
Oh,
say
let me
today?
try to fix everything.
What happened?
Wait, Mom, what did he say?
Oh my god, none of your business.
Kenna's on my phone. We need something to put her stuff.
Mom.
Hold on. Let me move all my stuff.
Look.
Do I give this one to your Coke?
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Kenna, look.
Careful. The straw?
Get up. So wait. Because Caden's Coke was kind of open.
He keeps texting me.
Kaden, bájale because we're gonna get copyright.
What is this? Oh,
Ah!
Let me see.
I hate this. I even get a fork.
Okay. Here, my love. Coke. Emma, give Kaden his fries.
Okay.
It's mine.
Right here. Damn, these tots are really bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, guys. So while I eat, I'm going to.
Ow.
We're going to talk about you guys getting to know me. You don't want it?
Kaden, shut up.
You don't want it.
Oh, okay.
So that you guys can get to know me, Elba.
Ow.
I'm gonna take you guys way back. Way back. Like, back. Let me try to fix you guys. Because I feel like I want to fix you, but okay. So on Wednesday, December 19, 1990, a beautiful, precious, luscious Timon was born, and of course me. Who
Oh,
else?
we get it. You're beautiful.
So you guys, I was born December 19, 1990. And I was born in Guatemala. And my biological mother and father obviously were there because I was born there. But you guys, I grew up with my grandma, my mom's mom. I didn't really know I had parents. I mean, to me, growing up, my parents were my grandparents. So I would call my grandpa Papa Hector, and I would call my grandma Mama Flor, because her name is Flor and his name was Hector. So I grew up with my grandparents. And I need a straw.
Okay.
And my grandparents had a farm.
Hey, Ma.
We had everything there, you guys. Like, I had mango trees, I had coconut trees, I had guanaba trees. I mean, every fruit you can think of that grows in Guatemala, I had it. My grandpa would also grow corn and coffee beans. I mean, it was like, my life with my grandparents, you guys, was beautiful. I lived with my grandparents until I was 7 years old. But
Oh my god.
let me kind of talk to you guys about my life with my grandparents. Like, I was with my grandparents treasure. Like, I was such a brat. My grandma would cook chicken. Ooh. My grandma would cook chicken, and I would get dibs first, and then whatever was left over, then my uncles and my aunt would eat. So yeah, when I was 7 years old. But as I was growing up with my grandma told me that I didn't have a mom. Okay, that I had a dad, but I didn't have a mom. And the lady that my dad was with was my stepmom. So mind you, this is my my grandma is on my mom's side. Okay, so
I'm gonna try this.
I'm gonna try the coney, you guys.
I'm gonna try the slushy.
Okay. This is so huge. What the heck? This is too much.
Wait.
Okay, well, anyways,
This has nerds in it.
so I grew up thinking that my real mom was my stepmom. Okay, so I never spoke to her. But the story that my this is so good. Okay,
What?
you can try it
you
too.
know how it's supposed to come with onion rings? Guess how many I got?
I don't know.
Uno.
What the hell? I'm sorry. You got a
It's
lot of
fine.
food anyway.
Yeah. Probably gonna
That's
be
a
full by
messed
then.
up. That's a rip-off.
So
Why would
yeah, you guys, I grew up thinking that my real mother was my stepmother, but the reason why my grandma told me that story
Mommy?
was because my mom abandoned me to come to the US following my dad. So my dad came here first to the US, and my mom, my biological mom, followed. Give me some salsa, Mom.
Okay.
My biological mom followed my dad over here, and she left me at my grandma's dog house inside my little it's good, huh?
Yeah, it's good.
Kenan's corn dog.
Oh.
It's good.
Quítale el bread because Kaden likes the salchicha. Oh, this bread is good.
I want to try the bread.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
You tried bread before.
Can I try it with the sauce?
Well, let me try the bread from here. I'm like,
Done.
cómetelo.
It tastes good.
Okay.
The hot dog thing is so good.
So yeah, you guys, going back to my story.
Y'all want bread?
Yeah, I want bread.
It was just like toasted bread. Oh my god.
We didn't get napkins?
I don't think so. No, not in there.
Check with my cubby. Top one.
Oh. Cute. That's good. Alberto keeps them.
My honey buns always keeps napkins in here. Okay, here, put it back.
Okay, ma.
So, my grandma said that I was a couple months old,
I forgot for this.
and it was a really, really, really rainy day or rainy night with thunderstorm and hail. It was like the worst rain that ever rained. And she heard the dogs, because my grandma had like about 6 dogs, because mind you, it was a farm. We had cows, we had chickens, we had bulls, we had goats, we had lambs, we had pork, like we had pigs,
Turkey?
we had everything at my grandma's house. We didn't need anything, you know. We were the ones. My grandma was like a good supplier for everybody else in our little pueblo. So my grandma had farm dogs. She had about 6. So my grandma said that in a very distant faint noise, she could hear a baby crying, and she could hear, like, she couldn't really hear me crying because the dogs were barking. So she stepped outside and started walking around trying to figure out why the dogs were barking. So when she actually got to the doghouse, I was the one crying. I was in there in my little Moises, my little bassinet, and my grandma was pissed because basically my mom abandoned me. So my grandma took me in. Mind you guys, my grandma finished breastfeeding me. It sounds so nasty and so weird, but my grandma wouldn't even have milk on her breast, and I would suck on her nipples because that's how little I was. I would suck on her nipples, and I don't know what the fuck I was sucking, but I was sucking on the nipples. So my grandma finished nurturing me. She definitely, you know, obviously loved me like if I was her own. So when I was 7, my parents decided that it was time for me to come to the US, but not illegally.
What?
So I had to migrate here, you guys. At just 7 years old, I had to immigrate to the US. And I remember I left in October of 1997. Okay? And the Coyota was from Honduras. So the Coyota was responsible for me and was responsible to bring me and cross the border. Emma, give me the other bag.
Oh, come on. This is like the stuff.
Oh yeah, the burrito.
It tastes good.
No, I don't want to try it. You guys, yeah. Here, finish it.
That was pretty good.
Yay!
Both of you.
I haven't even tried it.
Oh, try it.
Good.
So yeah, you guys,
Only a little bite.
I remember when I was coming here, man, you guys, I don't want to get emotional because I'm eating, and my kids obviously haven't heard the story, but I was only 7 years old, you guys, and I didn't get to this country until February of 1999. Let that sink in. So I was 8 years old. Okay?
Like 7 or 8?
No, I turned 8 on the way over here. Let's try the burrito.
What is it? That's a breakfast one?
This one's more gooder. No, that one.
Wow.
No, I want to try it.
Is there tomatoes in that? I wouldn't eat that. Well, just if
Because
there's
I
no
love
tomatoes, I eat
tomatoes.
it.
What was spicy?
I have to try it, not spicy.
But you guys, I remember. Hurry up! I remember when I was migrating over here. Nah.
There's another one right there.
That's not bad though.
No.
Honestly, that was good.
I'm eating all the hot dog.
I don't know how. Well, yeah, I know how. God has always protected me and has never left my side. But
Can I try it? For me? For being in me?
the things I lived
Careful.
on the way over here, you guys, oh my God.
Ow! I bit myself.
I don't know how I'm still standing, and I'm such a sane person, you know, like, but this one has
Can I try that? Is that cool?
tater tots, cheese, egg, jalapenos, onions,
Could I try
and tomatoes. Look at all those jalapenos.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Oh, but I didn't bite that side. No wonder mine wasn't spicy.
god.
I
That
bit
was
the other
spicy
side.
as well.
Because you bit that side and I bit the left side, I think. There's a spicy side and the other side.
The spicy side, that's not. And that's
I don't want to burp so much.
I like tomato. Okay.
But it's not bad though.
It's good, Mom. I ate all of the hot dogs.
Now,
He finished it. Really? Oh, I thought he was asking for more.
I want
I'm not down.
When can we do the pool? It's so hot. when Lynn and Josh come, right?
And when the tents come, the,
Hey, guys.
the tent thing.
So continuing with my story, you guys, I had to live through Hurricane Mitch at that time when Honduras had Hurricane Mitch happen.
Ooh,
You guys, I am afraid of water, of deep water. Like, you guys have no idea. I can't swim.
neither can I.
Neither can I. Could.
I hate going to the beach.
I cannot stick my legs higher than my knees. I do not go to the beach. I do not go to lakes. I get a phobia because it's something that I can't control, but it's because of what I live. You guys, I remember
Bro.
the whole freaking city where my coyota lived in Honduras.
You
Flooded.
guys are gonna share, okay?
Flooded.
It's
Flooded.
really big.
Flooded. Destroyed. It was so horrible and so scary, and I was drowning. I was dying. How the hell did I make it out? I have no idea. Like I said, God has always been by my side, and it was just, I was a 7-year-old girl. It was so scary, and just like remembering, like, oh my God, like I feel like literally I can tell you guys and I can remember everything just the way things happened, and it was so scary. I remember the water drifting me, and the water was literally roof level with the houses. That's how high it was. And I remember there was this person, this guy on top of his roof, and he was able to just get me from my shirt and pull me up on the roof, and he kept me safe.
Ow.
And then the coyota was looking for me, and she found me. And you know, a couple days after that, we had to migrate over here, so we started our journey here. And I had to go through Mexico. Man, when I was in Mexico,
Lucky.
when I was in Mexico, no lie, you guys, it was scary. It was really scary. I remember we had to climb a mountain. We had to go through mountains, and I remember getting in like a burro, in a donkey, and fucking donkey losing me in the middle of nowhere. Just, it was so scary, you guys. And we had to cross swamps with crocodiles, and I remember I would have to sit on the adults' shoulders, so that obviously, because I was so scared of water, like I could not, and I can't swim. I mean, I was 7, I couldn't swim. And I remember I would sit on their shoulders so that I was above, you know, the water. But you guys,
Let me put it on the trash, Mom. Let me put it in here.
No.
Wait, shh. Have to go to my own.
I have never had a burrito this good.
Except the Mexican one fish here. Some are okay. That one was good though. I forgot I even finished. I'm almost done.
Okay, I'm finished. I only have fries and chicken tenders and a soda.
It's so good, you guys. So, yeah, you guys, I lived very, very traumatic experiences at such a young age. And then the last thing that I'm gonna live off on my story, because I'm gonna start a new like chronicle of like restaurants, and every time I go to a restaurant, or every time I have like a mukbang while I eat, I will tell you guys more about me. So so I'm gonna end it up here. So I remember when we were crossing the border to here, we were so close. We were in the desert, and I remember it was at night, and we started seeing these lights, like a bunch of lights coming over. Obviously, who was it? It was immigration. It was La Migra. And everybody started screaming, La Migra, La Migra, and everybody started scattering off and running off. And next thing I noticed, I looked around and nobody was around me. I was in the freaking desert by myself. No adults, nothing. And I just remember that I saw this log, you know, it was like a really thick log with like a hole, and I went in there and I hid in there until there were no more lights, until I kind of noticed that, okay, La Migra left, like I'm able to walk out. And mind you, I waited like about 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken,
Hold on, Kaden.
for everything to finally clear off. And I got out of that log, and I remember I started screaming and screaming and calling out the people that
Hold on, Kaden.
I was migrating with, and nobody would answer me. And so, you guys, I just started walking. I started walking, and I had no destination. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where I was. I was 7 years old, you guys, and I kept walking and walking, and I walked for miles and hours. And very faintly, I remember I saw a light, and the light kept flashing, you know, kept turning on and off, on and off. So I said, okay, I said, I'm just gonna go there, because at this point, you guys, I had walked for so many hours. I was thirsty. It was freaking hot. Like, I was a kid, you know, I was 7 years old. So I remember I go, and I get there, and it was like a big old beautiful farm. And at the back of the farm, there was like a wooden farmhouse, you know, where people keep their hay and all that stuff for their animals. And I remember that the lady said, you know, hey, obviously in Spanish, because I didn't speak English at the time. I remember the lady saying, hey, are you by yourself? And I said, well, I came with a group of people, but we got lost, you know, when La Migra came. And she said, oh, she said, okay, I will take you to them. And I was like, okay. And I remember she took me inside that you know, that shed where she kept all the hay, and everybody was there, you guys. The whole group of people that I was immigrating with, they were all there having caldo de pollo. And like, that to me was like, oh my God, a blessing come true. Like, at that moment I realized, okay, it's not my time. I'm still a kid. I need to keep going. And I remember the coyote came, and she asked me like, what happened? Are you okay? Like, you got lost for so many hours? And I was like, yeah, like, you guys left me. I was like, what the hell am I, like, ustedes me dejaron, you know? And
You left me for soup?
no, because everybody got scattered. Open my syrup.
Okay. I'm taking
But-
out the stuff.
But yeah, you guys, I'm pretty much full, so I'm just gonna taste the French
Oh, you forgot
toast
this.
sticks. Yeah, the burger, it's alright. But
You
I'm
can
full.
say this, Roberto.
So yeah, you guys, that
That's not mine.
Who's La Migra? La Llorona?
You're in dual language and I'm
La
surprised.
Llorona. I'll tell you later.
La Llorona.
I do not care. La Llorona.
I'll
I do
tell you
not
later.
care.
Mama said she'll tell you later.
Mom, but I feel bad.
Oh my god, I don't even know what to do with this. I'm throwing my stuff away. That's
I was there.
Ah, pues.
Look at that.
At least I
So-
thought this was mine.
I wouldn't know which.
Hey!
God, it's weird.
Shh.
I want to hear this.
So, this is where my story ends, and we will continue with the next. And in the next story, I will tell you guys what it was like finally entering the US and meeting my parents for the first time. So, yeah, guys.
I want to hear the whole story now.
I just said it.
No, like the rest.
Well,
Like,
you're gonna have to wait till the next video, homegirl.
Next
I want to
video,
hear
can
the
we
US
just go-
part because it's gonna be me in it.
Next video, can we go to HQ? What?
You mean DQ, Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
Here, try it, Alison.
It kind of sucks.
I want to try.
At the end, I don't know.
But
Tried
yeah, you guys,
but that's
How
okay.
come you
coming
try
to this
it,
state,
Alison?
to this country, it's not easy.
Look,
I told Mom. I want.
it's gonna burn. Wait, can I try one from this one?
No. I got the red.
Stop fighting. Oh my god. I can never go out in public.
This French toast,
The ones from school taste weird.
No, they're
it's real
good.
good.
They're more cinnamony.
Ah!
Oh, but sweet is bad.
I think we're gonna call this Car Chronicles
What?
because we ate in my car, and I told you guys, and I told them a story. So
Yeah, Chronicles it is.
Car Chronicles.
Hey, don't do that. You're just wiping your turns on it. No, I'm petting the car. Hey, you already took 2 bites. Give me it. You took the red.
Yeah, you guys, that is going to be it. What do we think about Sonic?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
1,000 out of 1,000.
But some of the stuff didn't come hot. It kind of came cold. Like these kind of came cold. I expected them warmer.
They were hot. We just took forever.
Wait, but Mom,
And you left them on the floor and the AC is on.
Mommy.
Ooh, I forgot. Oh, my
But
fault.
Mommy, you don't remember the time when you were looking for something when there was a light on the mountain, and then you saw a dead frog in a box? Shh! That's a secret. Sorry.
We're gonna beep that out. We're gonna go beep.
Well, that's a story that happened when I was still younger at my grandma's house, but that's because it was scary. If you guys want to hear about that time when I was at my grandma's house and the scary story,
I mean, in this one,
give this video a thumbs up and comment down below in the comments. Alba, tell us a scary story, and I'll definitely tell you guys a scary story. But yeah, you guys, that is going to be it for today's video.
you haven't seen my crusty
We
face.
really enjoyed today's food. And with that being said, see you guys in my next video.